Welcome to Comic Fights, and today we have a really interesting one that I think might be a little one-sided, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. So today we have Spider-Man Peter Parker versus Nightwing Dick Grayson. So let's start by talking about our friendly neighborhood wall crawler. So Peter Parker was bitten by a radioactive spider, which gives him some traits that are essentially spider-like. And most notably, this is the ability to stick to walls. And he can use this either defensively, so crawling around, jumping, evading things, or he can use this offensively by sticking to armor and pulling it off, or even sticking to someone's skin and ripping the skin off of them. All of his traits are also amped up to a supernatural level. So he's fast, he's able to catch up with a speeding car. He is strong, able to hold up things like buses and trucks. In terms of reflexes, he's very fast, but he's aided by something called a spider sense that basically triggers whenever danger is coming his direction. So all it does is tell him the direction and the severity of the danger. But now this could be used against him because it can be triggered by things that aren't necessarily dangerous. So if someone's playing around with him and they go to throw something soft and fluffy at him, his spider sense will still trigger. So this is something that could be potentially manipulated against him. He's also a genius, so he invents things to help him fight crime, including web shooters, which shoot this web-like fluid that he can use to travel around the city and he can use to capture criminals. So in terms of weaknesses, like I said, his spider sense can either be disrupted or negated or manipulated. And he also has a strong bond to his friends and family, so he's very much tied to people, and that emotionally could be used against him if someone figures that out. So now let's talk about Nightwing Dick Grayson. We are going with New 52 Nightwing, but I found some awesome pictures of Nightwing across all continuity, but we are going with the experiences and abilities of the New 52. So Nightwing is actually the very first Robin, so Batman trained him up to be a warrior, and eventually he kind of grew on from the Robin title and became his own hero, Nightwing. Nightwing is totally capable of holding his own. People might assume that he's a sidekick, but he has protected the city on many, many occasions without Batman. He even served as Batman for a time when Bruce Wayne was out of commission. Nightwing also gained some special skills when he went undercover as a special agent in a group called Spiral. And this basically trained him to be a secret agent, basically. So he now has these espionage skills, these kind of high-tech gadgets and things that he can utilize. Imagine almost like Black Widow. He has a very similar skill set. And also, since he was trained by Batman, he has a strong sense of investigation and the ability to find out things and the ability to use technology to counteract his maybe lack of supernatural abilities. So like Batman does not have anything supernatural about him, but he can compete with people that are much stronger, faster, quicker, and Nightwing is very similar. So here we have Nightwing, who may not have anything super special about him, but he has access to knowledge, technology, and experience to possibly counteract Spider-Man's mutated physiology. So what do you think would happen here? I want you to talk about experiences that both of them have shown, things that they've done, and how you think this would play out. And for this fight, we are giving them prep time, and we're saying that they're not going for the kill here. But if they see the opportunity and their character would take it, that is an option. But they just need to capture or knock out their opponent, and they have time so they know what they're getting into. So what do you think? Do you think Spider-Man's sheer power and abilities would make this an easy win? Or do you think Nightwing would be able to find out some of Peter Parker's secrets and use those to his advantage? I want you in the comments to let me know, and next week we'll shout out the best answer. Which brings us to last week's fight, Gorilla Grodd versus Emma Frost. And this was actually a very heated contest, and I thought it was very weighted towards Emma Frost, as she is an amazing telepath and her diamond form is incredibly strong, but people had some really strong arguments for Gorilla Grodd, such as Daniel Bright here. Yeah, I definitely think Grodd has the upper hand here. He has too many advantages. Physically, he's superior, larger, faster, stronger. He's better at hand-to-hand combat, and he has technology to enhance his psychic powers, so it's debatable if Emma would even win in this department. He's gone toe-to-toe with Martian Manhunter before, who is arguably DC's strongest telepath, plus a genius-level intelligence. Her diamond form puts up a good defense, but I have no doubt he'd find a way through it. Or at the very least, it's a tie, unless you think Emma Frost would be able to hit harder than the Flash. So Daniel makes a good point, and other people brought up excellent examples of Gorilla Grodd going toe-to-toe with some of DC's heaviest hitters, people like The Flash, Superman, Martian Manhunter, where he is able to give them a challenge. And that, I think, tips it for me just a little in favor of Gorilla Grodd. So that's who I'm giving the W to, but Emma Frost is not out of the race, and she has a very good chance. But for me, I'm going with Gorilla Grodd. So that is it for this week, and we'll see you next week on Comic Fights.